What's up, Tubers? It's James here, and welcome to a fresh movie review with big spoilers. Trying to coax my way through it without going too overly excited or being confused. So, the movie I'm talking about tonight is Glass. And the spoilers is because it's part of a trilogy. And it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. So, and it has been, well, for me anyway, 18 years in the waitings to have a trilogy. Okay, so beginning. We have Unbreakable from the year 2000, Split from 2016, and Glass. I'm going to call it the Glass trilogy because that makes more sense. Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, Spencer, Treat Clark, James McAvoy, Anna Taylor-Joy. You may know her as Mouth Breather, and she cries. And Sarah Paulson and Charlene Woodard. It's got a humongous cast. And if you want to get smart-assy, technically because James McAvoy plays 24 people. But yes. It's hard to explain, but Unbreakable came out at the time when superhero movies were probably just getting started. Hold on, IMDb. When did Blade start? Blade, 1998, 2004, 2002. Okay, so technically we were in the midst of waiting for Blade 2. Hold on, how about X-Men? No, X-Men. Like literally the first one. And X-Men would have just basically started as well. Oh, it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man. 2002. Okay. So this was okay. So Unbreakable starts off with Bruce Willis being the sole survivor of a train wreck, and that's what triggers the entire movie. And Samuel L. Jackson's character Elijah Price is working out: are you the opposite of me? It goes roughly for an hour and 46 minutes. It's a slow burn for what superhero movies should be, but it's more of an origin story. I personally love it. Like I said, I've been waiting 18 years for the trilogy to come into place, and it has come, and yes. So, Unbreakable, and it does the M. Night Shyamalan thing. Oh, it's 18 years, it's 19 years old now, so you should know the twist. Great casting, in my opinion. Very hands-on with the comic book stuff. It's like, okay, that's cool, whatever. Split. James McAvoy has 23 personalities inside him. 24 as the Beast. And it goes after people who have not suffered, which makes its own sense in a way. Now, this is an entirely separate movie in a way. This is I wouldn't say doesn't have anything to do with the other characters at all, but this is basically technically an origin story for James McAvoy's characters in a way. It was good in its own right. And I will admit and I will say that I wept. Yes, I wept slash cried for like literally 5 minutes at the end when I heard the music play up and I saw Bruce Willis there, and I was like connected to Unbreakable. I was like, holy fuck, are you kidding me? Is this fucking true? Um, Anna Taylor Joy, she does all right, I guess, with her mouth open like oh, and her crying, but we always have to have crying, don't we? Um, it the movie with flashbacks of her origin, it's kind of like, oh, okay, but yeah. That one ended O'Reilly. Like, it's a throwaway film. You can watch it, not give a shit about it, whatever. Do whatever you need to. It's goes for nearly 2 hours. It's good to see how buff McAvoy can get. Like, holy shit. And I'll forgive him the way he dances in both Split and Glass, because he's going to be, in a wheelchair again for Dark Phoenix. So there you go. And Glass. I have been hyperventilating over the trailers, and now I'm a bit confused. But like I said, I didn't mind it. It didn't go the way I was expecting. It was really good. This one goes for 2 hours and 9 minutes, and hopefully it shifts Shyamalan into a direction that he can kind of overtake. As I said, I'm calling this the Glass Trilogy. And it's if you just want to watch this movie, it's a good movie to watch by itself. But if you really want to get into the character studies and all that stuff, watch Unbreakable, watch Split, and then watch Glass. As again, all of it's amazing. Samuel L. Jackson is basically the star of the show in this movie. You can tell he's fucking aged. Like, Jesus, he's got his own specific kind of fro in Unbreakable. In Glass, he's gone full on age. It's like, Jesus Christ. And yeah, it's very, what is it? Very unethical in certain parts. It's like, no, being that wouldn't happen and all that. But yeah, and in all three, Shyamalan shows up in all three of them. In Glass, he has the balls to show up. Say, oh, to Bruce Willis' character. Oh, don't I know you? Oh yeah, 15 or so years ago at the baseball stadium. I'm like, wow. It's like, he could have just basically said, yeah, I'm cranking my own shit right here. It's like, fuck off, dude. You, blah, whatever. But yeah, like, watch this movie. It's hard to explain. The action is great. Watching Bruce Willis and McAvoy go at it, and it's just like it had very Superman versus Shazam feel about it. If anyone's watched those cartoons, or just fighties. Arrow versus Deathstroke feel about it. It was very powerful, very, you could feel every hit. And it's bad, and like I said, we may have a series on our hands. I'm not sure. Like, Shyamalan could go into it in any different direction. Like I said, really good, really well done. Fucking, it's basically Samuel L. Jackson's character study piece. He does amazingly in this. It turns out he created both David Dunn and the Beast It just took a longer time for the beast to actually emerge and appear. You could tell he was getting a bit too hookey then. And with his broken bones, fucking Samuel L. Jackson gets punched in the gut real fucking hard. You're like, oh, you felt that. You felt that hit. It's like, fuck me. Alright, like I said, I give it an 8.5. It would have been better if more was explained, in my opinion. As for Shyamalan's thing, it was better than expected. It didn't go into the shit drain. It felt very the Court of Owls or like Lex Luthor. It's like, oh, this can't be done right, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, cool. Sarah Paulson plays an interesting character in this, like a doubter or whatever. Spencer Tree Clark, fuck, he grew up. I was like, holy shit, fucking hell. And he did well, like, and it showed. Fucking, Shyamalan actually thought about where he wanted to go with this trilogy, and he could have, made, for the last 19 years, have David Dunn work as a security guard in a football stadium. But he works at a 24-hour security shop that he takes out vigilante justice on those who need it. And it shows, and it was like, okay, you actually thought about it. I like it when directors actually do that for their characters instead of like, have it on the shit show and all that stuff. Like, oh, just, I'm depressed because I'm depressed. Brr. It's like, no, none of that. There is some unsettling images in a way as well. It's like, oh okay. And first person point or third person point of view fighting with Bruce and James McAvoy, and you're just like, ooh. But yeah, so if they do a series or like they're on the universe, I'd be happy with that. I'd be interested in that. I'm very happy with the trilogy. With Unbreakable, I give that a 9 because personally I love the character study of that. Split, I give that a 7. And Glass, I give it an 8.5. Like, it would have added like a great 10, but it needed a bit more oomph for me, and probably just a little bit of teaser just to be like, oh, is the world needing another superhero? Or something like that. But yes, so watch it, love it. It's in my top, I'll say it's in my top 10 for the year so far. I know we just started, again, like I said, I love Unbreakable, and Split was alright. Glass just knocked it off its rocker, and it was like, just to see Samuel Jackson going insane, it's just like, oh well, okay then. Yes. So, like, share, subscribe, guys. If you've watched Unbreakable and Split and Glass, or any of them, what did you think? Is this trilogy gone the way you've wanted to, or would you have liked it to go somewhere else? And do you want a universe coming from that? Like, do you want Shyamalan to try and make his own twisty universe to compete with the current movie universes we already have with the DCU and the Marvel Universe, and what else do we have? Oh, I don't know, bloody hell. But yeah. So, like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment, guys. Thank you very much. Like I said, 18 years in the making. I'm not disappointed. I'll probably watch it again, but whoo!